David Beckham, one of 5 Manchester United players in the England squad for next week's match at Wembley against the world champions France. A match that's taken on a new dimension with the sacking earlier this week of England's head coach Glenn Hoddle. Paul Alcock, the referee, has also been in the news. Earlier this season he was the victim of the push by Paolo Di Canio, that match between Sheffield Wednesday and Arsenal, and the repercussions of that kept Paul out of refereeing for a while. But he's back at this level, and Paolo Di Canio incidentally is also back, and he plays, or he's in the West Ham squad today against Arsenal, would you believe? So Nottingham Forest in the red shirts today. Their only home win in the Premier League came in their first match here after promotion against Coventry way back on August the 22nd. Here's Harkes, who's been brought back into the English game by Ron Atkinson, a manager who knows him well. And Schmeichel just has to scurry as Alan Rodgers came in quickly from the left-hand side of midfield. Long clearance by Schmeichel. Dwight Yorke for Cole. 2 back in tandem today. Beckham's cross, and Carlton Palmer, who's such a positive person as well as an effective player, doing the defending. Keane, Manchester United trying to get down to the type of passing that might just be a bit difficult on this surface. Scholes, and it's deflected by Hjelde. Beckham to take the corner. Absolutely vital, you feel, for Manchester United to keep winning these league matches when they're in a European break. In by Scholes, and it's tucked away by Dwight Yorke, the man who was voted earlier this week the player of the month for January, is continuing to be very much centre stage in February, and it's a dreadful start for Forest. Having conceded an early corner, they couldn't effectively clear it. Back in by Scholes, and Dwight Yorke on target again. It's his 20th goal for Manchester United, and Ron Atkinson will be very annoyed that his side defended so laxly. So the leaders have an early advantage against the club that is propping up the table. Paul Scholes was caught just after the game restarted. And that challenge with Van Hooijdonk. Well, how will this affect the morale of the side that are trying to piece together some sort of recovery under Ron Atkinson, who's been brought here in this emergency situation to replace Dave Bassett, the manager who was let down, you have to say, by Van Hooijdonk, who went missing in those vital early months of the season. But he was very much around Paul Scholes a moment or two ago. Scholes is rather gingerly coming back on. Cleared by Gary Neville, the two brothers reunited as the two full-backs for Manchester United today. UK. He's a nuggety character. Harkes. Flipped forward by Gemmill. Well, since Nottingham Forest last played a week ago, Manchester United have had two demanding games. They've won them both 1-0 at Charlton last Sunday. Dwight Yorke got the winner then. Against Derby on Wednesday, Dwight Yorke got the winner then. Stone. Headed back in by Gemmill. Beckham. Back by Palmer. Well, he's come here from Southampton. It's the third club that he's played for under the management of Ron Atkinson. West Bromwich Albion and Sheffield Wednesday, the other two. They took a chance, Manchester United, in bringing forward this midweek game against Derby. They won the points in that game, but the second part of that particular equation is this game here. If there's any fatigue that might show itself later on, then the exercise possibly not fully worthwhile, but they've got off to a buoyant beginning at the City Ground. Darcheville, and back for Rodgers! Well, it's a great response by Nottingham Forest. A quick raid, and those who are fearing the worst are smiling again. Darcheville played a part. A little give and go here, and the shot was beyond Schmeichel, and Alan Rodgers pushed on from left back to be a left-sided midfield player to use his pace by Ron Atkinson. Has done just that, but here goes Cole. Beasant is committed, and Manchester United extraordinarily are back in front. We haven't yet had 7 minutes. Talk about restating your case. Cole won this race. It was a difficult angle, but he found the way via the defender. Andy Cole, Nottingham born, really damaging Nottingham Forest. So Yorke and Cole have both scored. Rodgers has got one in between for the home side, and the flag has gone up against Darcheville. Forest, who was so jubilant. What extremes of emotion for both sets of supporters. Armstrong getting it forward. Hjelde. Phil Neville able to get it down. Well, it's terrific watching for the neutral. But the one thing about Manchester United this season, they've had a glorious run recently, but they have been letting in goals more often than in maybe their other championship seasons. And Forest have found a way through once. We'll be hoping that they can make that sort of penetrating raid straight away again here and take back Manchester United again. Keane. Yorke on the move, and Blomqvist completely unmarked. Decision is a corner. Dwight Yorke, who played under Ron Atkinson at Aston Villa, wasn't always in Ron's plans. He certainly had a plan to try and deal with him here, but the Forest defending at the moment has a touch of the kamikaze about it. Keane going towards the near post, and there's no one running with him. Great leap by Stam, and it was dropping under the bar probably, but Beasant well placed to make a straightforward catch. Points between the two in the table. Gemmill to Stone, working it to Harkes, the American. Stone running untracked. Darcheville trying to get in at the near post. Well, he wasn't calling for a corner. But Steve Stone running free. Not great defending at either end of the pitch, as you would expect when we've had 3 goals already. We've just passed the 10-minute mark. Cole. Palmer and they're getting the better of Yorke. Beckham. Neville. Space on the right for Manchester United, but the pass was under hit by Scholes, and here's Rodgers on the move again. Darcheville coming in field and not being picked up. Trying to get it back to Rodgers again. He's done that. It's a difficult angle for Van Hooijdonk, and Schmeichel makes a significant save. Van Hooijdonk did well to get the shot on target, and Schmeichel repositioning in worried fashion. Kept the ball out as Forest played with a real cutting edge again here. Once more Rodgers involved. Van Hooijdonk shot and parried in the nick of time by Peter Schmeichel. Darcheville just given offside. Liverpool 1, Middlesbrough 0. Michael Owen. Chelsea 1, Southampton 0. Gianfranco Zola, the scorer of the Chelsea goal. Scholes. Beckham goes over Cole. Blomqvist able to collect. Out of it by Harkes. Darcheville. Stam appealing that the ball had gone out, which it hadn't. Darcheville looking to spread the play. Gary Neville will pick this off though. Beckham. And Yorke gets beyond Palmer. Carlton Palmer in the end buying Nottingham Forest an extra few seconds. Beckham with the cross. Headed out by Hjelde, Scholes, Blomqvist. Just feel another goal is in the offing every time Manchester United attack, and to be fair, you could say the same in the other end of the pitch when Forest get forward as well. Very, very open beginning, and it's a corner to United. Gary Neville. Stam to put it back, he hoped, into the danger area. Here's Johnsen. Stam. As he was challenged by Johnsen. It's a corner. All but Darcheville back behind, back defending this corner. It's Yorke again, and it's Cole again. No flag, as we all looked at the assistant on the far side, and both the big hitters who've got a goal already in this game had chances to add to their tally then. Well, brittle is an understatement for Nottingham Forest at the back. Andy Cole swung at that, and it came off Scott Gemmill on the line. Manchester United have moved into overdrive in the new year. 6 matches in 1999, all of them won. Gemmill. Forest certainly boosted their own confidence by the one win that they hoped was the first rung on the ladder that could lead to an escape. They had an escape here thanks to Gemmill's positioning and the fact that Cole didn't make any sort of stronger contact. Blomqvist. Opened up again. It's Yorke's header. The marking non-existent. It's a clever ball by Blomqvist. But nonetheless, Ron Atkinson must be terrified when the ball goes into that Forest penalty area at the moment. And Palmer and company tighten it up. Cole. Back for Keane. Sliding it to Beckham. Ricochets Keane's way again. And it is a waste from Gary Neville. Chris catching Forest out. And a good climb by Yorke, but the ball was just a little too high for him to make the most of his opportunity then. Glanced on by Beckham. This is Yorke. Armstrong coming back. Well, Forest were promoted as champions of Division 1 last May, but the fear is of relegation for the 3rd time in 7 seasons. They've become one of the yo-yo clubs of the 90s. There's some sorting out for Beasant to do. Well, they caught Manchester United maybe off their guard with that quick equaliser. Within seconds to be behind again, but Van Hooijdonk just drifting away from Ronnie Johnsen. Booted out by Gary Neville, headed back by Gemmill. Cross goes Keane. Harkes just gets to that. Stone. In came Stam. It's with Steve Stone again, looking to use the change of pace of Darcheville. And he's got an injury problem, and the change of pace is not going to be there, and I don't think Darcheville is going to be here for very much longer. Come across to have a word with Peter Shreeves, who's come here with Ron Atkinson. Freedman is the striker on the bench. Well, Darcheville persuaded to go back. That's a trip by Scholes on Johnsen. Gemmill. He's an old teammate of Roy Keane in Keane's Forest days. A lot of changes since Keane left the City ground, of course. Harkes. Cleared by Stam. Cole underneath it. Beckham. Cole perhaps aware that Harkes was right behind him, just trying to duck under the ball. This is Hooijdonk against his fellow countryman, and indeed fellow member of the World Cup squad for Holland, Stam. Keane and Scholes, both of whom will be suspended from Manchester United's next game, which is a week tomorrow in the 5th round of the FA Cup. They're at home to Fulham, who made the headlines by knocking out Aston Villa in the 4th round at Villa Park. Splendid crossfield ball by Beckham to Blomqvist. Stone just blocked off Philip Neville off the ball as Manchester United try and progress through Roy Keane here. Scholes. Philip Neville. Blomqvist. A chance to have a real run in the side. Yes, but Blomqvist with Ryan Giggs on the casualty list. He's the immediate opponent of John Harkes today. Scholes. There is Blomqvist, the Swede. Keane lines up the shot, but he's hit them better. I mentioned Andy Cole coming from Nottingham. Asked him before the game if he used to come and watch his football here at the City ground. He said, no, I didn't watch football at all as a youngster, and yet here I am a footballer. Strange, isn't it? Eased on by Stone. Darcheville not sure of his own fitness. So if a hamstring has really gone, he wouldn't have been able to move as quickly as that to the ball. But his pace offers a threat, and that's why Forest will want to keep him out there if they can. Beckham. The caretaker head coach for England, Howard Wilkinson, is here today. Obviously with Manchester United's English contingent very much in his sights. Gary Neville, one of those. Beckham, Scholes and Cole, the others, with Nicky Butt, who's also in the squad. Not in the starting 11 today for his club. Gemmill. Rodgers. Atkinson has been calling Alan Rodgers Hento, which perhaps dates the Nottingham Forest manager. Hento of the great Real Madrid team of the 50s and 60s. Alan Rodgers wasn't sure about who he was being likened to, but it has been pointed out. And he's had a top quality moment in this match already, but it's the raiding of Phil Neville on the United left that has Forest defending en masse. Drops for Stam, who leaves it for Keane. And Cole, there was no flag, and Andy Cole just put his hands together in a gesture of prayer, as if to say, But those passes a little more accurately delivered, they would have been in the clear. Gemmill. Peter Schmeichel coming and just about conquering. Had almost 25 minutes at the City Ground, 3 goals inside 7 minutes, and Howard Wilkinson here to see them. And he's suddenly stepped back into the limelight, formerly a very successful club manager with Sheffield Wednesday and Leeds United, won the championship with Leeds. He was the FA technical director, very much in charge of developing youth football and the game at the grassroots, and suddenly he's in charge of the senior team for one match only at the moment. But knowing Howard, his ambitions will be to get the job on a regular basis. Header by Palmer. Forest are preparing to make their substitution. Beckham. And Andy Cole gets in again. Well, he's had a couple of really good chances to increase the lead for Manchester United, but it stays at 2-1. Took the ball down well. And then trying to get it back across Beasant. He's also put it wide of the far post. But again, so much space for Cole to dart into. The serve is excellent. So Dougie Freedman is on for Jean-Claude Darcheville. Freedman scored in the reserves on Wednesday, and a win over Aston Villa's second string. Forest throw, despite the protestations of Yorke. John Harkes played for Sheffield Wednesday under Ron Atkinson, then moved to Derby County and West Ham for a spell before going back to American club football. Blomqvist ball, inviting Cole again to trouble Nottingham Forest. Andy Cole has been penalised. Gemmill. And Palmer had Yorke one side, Cole the other. Not the most advantageous position to be in, but he saw the route for the back pass. Gemmill. Oh, and that's unfortunate for Forest and Rodgers in particular. The third meeting between these two clubs this season. In the league at Old Trafford, it was 3-0 to Manchester United over the Christmas period. Earlier, it also knocked Forest out of the League Cup, the Worthington Cup, with 2 Solskjær goals to 1 in reply from Steve Stone. 2-1 is the score here. Yorke and Cole for Manchester United. In between, Alan Rodgers fired one past Schmeichel for Forest. Freedman. So a bit of clearing had been done by Hooijdonk. Beckham. Yorke. Lovely link up with Scholes. And Cole, there's no flag. Andy Cole through the centre, and Beasant blocks it just inside the area. Well, he was the last hope for Nottingham Forest then, Dave Beasant, and he didn't fail the bottom club. And you just feel if it does go to 3-1, then a way back for Forest will be bordering on the looking for a miracle. It's a long time since David Beckham has scored, but Andy Cole very much amongst the goals these days and amongst the chances. And with this England match coming up and his place back in the squad, really had opportunities to get very much in the headlines himself. And I'm sure he'll feel there are more to come in this game. Weak one from Keane, and Schmeichel starts to come. Stam went across. Freedman fell to the deck, but doesn't get a free kick. But Manchester United just occasionally looking a bit complacent. Stone, really attacking the cross for the near post area. It wasn't a bad ball, but Schmeichel not discomforted by anyone making a run across the line of the cross in his eye line. Blomqvist. Now Keane. Yorke. Keane. Beckham's pass, and a little bit of aggravation between David Beckham and Gary Neville. With Neville putting the brakes on, it made the intention look much worse than it was from Beckham's point of view. And just over half an hour at the City Ground. Keane. Safe play by Hjelde. Steve Chettle not in the Nottingham Forest team. He has been suspended from the last game, but he's ill today. And Palmer and Hjelde did very well against Everton, but they're finding Manchester United altogether a different proposition. Blomqvist. Van Hooijdonk. Scholes getting in. Getting 2 goals in any game has been pretty difficult for Nottingham Forest. That's the minimum they need now. Scholes. United with just 3 defeats in the league. Forest with just the 3 wins. See the gulf. Gemmill. Now Stone getting across, and it was a good piece of play by Stam. There was a ball onto the left-hand side for Stone, it seemed. Stam made sure he didn't fashion it. Rodgers turned back into trouble in the shape of Keane. Cole. Blomqvist. Neville assessing the angles for the cross. Harkes getting in the way of it, and another corner for Manchester United with just over 10 minutes to go to half-time. Real roller coaster start to the game. Had a bit more defensive order to it since then. But Manchester United have continued to make opportunities. And they get 2-on-1 here. Beckham. Headed out by Palmer. Effortlessly driven back to Blomqvist by Keane. The outside of the foot. Just a bit short from Beckham. The attempted return to Blomqvist. Rodgers. Freedman. Didn't have the time. Held up by Yorke. Yorke to Scholes and Keane. Blomqvist trying to take it beyond Harkes, but he played it straight into him. Stam, the boss against Van Hooijdonk. Schmeichel with a good first touch, but a kick that's gone to Stone. And ball by Keane. That didn't mean a yellow card for him. Paul Alcock feeling that there was some deprivation to Nottingham Forest by Roy Keane. Sticking out a hand to the ball then against his old club. Booking for Keane. Free kick to Forest. Hjelde got his head to it. And Hooijdonk. Gemmill! David Beckham won a couple of headers like that to help Manchester United going forward. Keane. And Johnsen, who scored a couple of goals in that league win against Forest at Old Trafford. Just got to guard against feeling that the job is done here, Manchester United. It's not in their makeup really to be complacent, but they haven't looked rock solid defensively, and Forest have really got to try and use what possession they can get to still undermine United at the back. West Ham 0, Arsenal 1 at Upton Park, and Dennis Bergkamp has got the goal for the defending champions. Beckham, Scholes, Cole, good covering by Harkes. Hjelde had a problem with a quick turn from Andy Cole, but Harkes helped out. Beckham, yep, Stam calling for it. And Beckham not far away from putting it on Stam's head. Just on the subject of Andy Cole, there is a certain amount of debate going on about Cole's goal tally in the Premier League. Only 4 players have reached 100 goals since the start of this competition. in 1992. And some statisticians think Cole has become the 5th with that goal today. Others have taken previous efforts away from him and called them own goals. It's a point that's not really been satisfactorily sorted out, but Andy Cole, one way or another, will, if he hasn't done it already, soon get to the 100 mark, I'm sure. Scholes. Cole backing into Hjelde. Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. Here's Gemmill. Rogers waiting on the left. Gemmill trying to roll it through to Freedman. Armstrong's cross. Header by Van Hooijdonk. Well, Pierre Van Hooijdonk's problem at the start of the season is lack of willingness to come back and help his club. Rather undermined Forest's return to the top division. Steve Stone and others had to shoulder extra burdens. Of course, Kevin Campbell was also sold before this season began. He and Van Hooijdonk were a tremendous partnership in attack last season. That's why people like Carlton Palmer have been recruited now to try and just get Forest out of a pretty deep hole. Well, their best hope, you feel, in the second half, if they can keep it to just 2-1, the deficit at half-time, would be that they might be the fresher of the two teams. And they know the demands of this pitch that's got a rather loose surface on it, and it's very sapping to run on, like running on a beach. Rogers, too strong for Four, who got into the penalty area for Forest. It's a shame. Worked the ball wide well enough. Scholes, Philip Neville. All impeding Hjelde. John Harkes would have hoped to have got that a bit further forward. Scholes picked it off. Here's Blomqvist. It's a super drag back to get the better of Johnsen. Cole. Scholes. And Forest biting in better. Andy Johnsen in particular. Ronnie Johnsen. Not over aware of exactly where Rogers was, I don't think. He's got the crowd going in these last minutes before half-time. Just not as adept at keeping possession as Manchester United. Scholes judging that perfectly. Keane, touch back to Scholes by Yorke. He's put Andy Cole through, and Beasant comes out again. Danger not over for Forest. Blomqvist, but Beasant has certainly bought them some time. Keane shot. It hit the Cole leg, and Yorke is given offside. But Dave Beasant was exposed again, as Manchester United quicken the tempo with some superb passing. But Beasant stopped at both Cole and Yorke. Here's Freedman. Cross comes Gary Neville. Well, there have been several occasions when it could have been much worse for Nottingham Forest. This was one of them. Yorke touching it back to Scholes. Cole charging through. Great block by Beasant. And he held up Dwight Yorke as well. And now Forest have a corner. Yorke. The whistle's gone for a free kick to Manchester United. Headed away by Armstrong. 2 minutes of stoppage time to be played, and we're into that now, before half-time at the City Ground, Nottingham. Stam. Blomqvist back to Philip Neville. Blomqvist again. Neither Cole nor Yorke were going where Blomqvist thought they should have gone. And Hooijdonk, touched by Freedman, substitute for Darcheville. Stone and Hooijdonk, but Ronnie Johnsen was stern in his resistance. And Cole has got this acceleration, and he's fought off Hjelde. Cross comes Palmer. Cole still got it, back to Yorke. He's got others to his right for Manchester United. Scholes taking over. Keane. Beckham. Steve Stone tracking back alongside Blomqvist. Liverpool have gone 3 up now at home to Middlesbrough, having got the first. Vegard Hegem and Paul Ince have got the other 2. So stoppage time at the City Ground. Philip Neville. Scholes. Blomqvist. Beckham. Back for Jesper Blomqvist again. Nicely worked by Manchester United. Yorke easing down the cross. Scholes trying to get it onto the head of Ronnie Johnsen. Just ducked away from it at the last minute. At Upton Park, it's West Ham 0, Arsenal 2. The Dutchman doing well, Bergkamp with the opener, and Mark Overmars has got the second. It's half-time at the City Ground, a match that got off to a rip-roaring start with an early goal from Dwight Yorke continuing his run. A second from Andy Cole, but in between Alan Rodgers showed that Forest have got some firepower, and they'll need more of it in the second half. Just a question after a hectic week about Manchester United's stamina, but not about their skill. But for Dave Beasant, they would be leading by several more. But the half-time score here is Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 2. And the only disappointment really for Manchester United at this point, apart from conceding the goal I suppose, is that they haven't maximised the amount of opportunities that they created during the first 45 minutes, so Forest are still very much in it. The message from Ron Atkinson really has been, even in a match of this difficulty, the target has to be winning. Draws at this stage seen as not really good enough. Neville. to start the second half better than they started the first. Forest in from Beckham. Hjelde just taking that away from Yorke in the nick of time. Blomqvist. Philip Neville reaches it. Headed out by Palmer. Lovely change of direction by Paul Scholes! It was a marvellous effort. Completely left Johnsen and completely beat Beasant, but the bend on the ball took it onto the outside of the post. Nottingham Forest taking on the club. Alex Ferguson has been deemed to be the manager of the richest club in the world. A survey that was made public earlier this week. They're certainly rich on their attacking resources. With Yorke threatening again. Gary Neville's throw. Complement each other so well, Yorke and Cole. Yorke likes to get the ball to feet, Cole will run in behind. It's been a brilliant blend for Mike Ferguson. Gemmill. Belief is very important for Nottingham Forest in these circumstances. Real disappointment for them in the first half that they were level at 0-0 for less than 2 minutes, and level at 1-1 for very few seconds it seemed. So quick did Cole score again, and that's seen as a foul by Freedman on the Stam. One of Stam's Dutch colleagues has scored at Leicester for Sheffield Wednesday. Wim Jonk. It's Leicester 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Armstrong. Freedman sets off again. Johnsen got to it. Time for Stam to have a look round. Gemmill, that's short of Rodgers, forward by Gary Neville. Beckham gets it back from Yorke. Beckham's cross. Hjelde defending. He'll have to go in a second time with the header, but it drops for Yorke. Beasant can't hold it. Andy Cole follows in. Well, the scoreline realistically reflects the shape of the game to this point, and Yorke and Cole once more too hot for the opposition to handle, but in the end they got into a tangle. Palmer and Hjelde jumping against each other. Yorke shot, Beasant stopped it but couldn't claim it, and Andy Cole claims the goal. Freedman. Keane. Scholes. Forest fans trying to find some voices here because they sense their team are in deep trouble in this match, let alone the position in the league table. Scholes helping Forest defend then. There's a heavy shower starts to fall on this sandy City Ground pitch. Gemmill. Beckham spotting Paul Scholes advancing. He was tackled by Gemmill. Beckham's gone in and won it back. Neville beats the turf in frustration, trying to fire it across with pace but lower. The referee explaining how he came to momentarily be an extra defender for Nottingham Forest. All the knowledge, I think, that Howard Wilkinson is here, also concentrating the Manchester United minds, but they're looking to get out in front before they have to resume their Champions League campaign. Quarter-final against Inter from Italy at the start of March, home and away, of course. So this is the time in the season where they are fully focused on domestic issues. Of course, last season, at the end of February, they were virtually being crowned champions, maybe even in their own minds. But Arsenal, without European distractions, were the more consistent club in the league in that last couple of months. And United have finished their season empty-handed. Well, it was always a tall order for Nottingham Forest today. Just the joy of playing together that Yorke and Cole have produced. It's in front of the highest crowd of the season, just over 30,000. Highest crowd of the season on this ground. Manchester United used to playing in front of much bigger gates, almost double that at Old Trafford. Rodgers. This is Freedman. Johnsen taking over. Trying to shrug off Stam. He hasn't got much help. But he's played it very neatly. For Gemmill. Stone. Oh, unlucky. As good a piece of football as Forest have put together since they got their goal. Right at the outset of the match. But here comes Cole hunting a hat-trick. Pass giving Hjelde a chance to intervene. Gemmill into the feet of Freedman. Now blocked off by Johnsen. Freedman wasn't complaining, the crowd were on his behalf. And as Forest try and carry the fight forward, they're making the game that much more open, and Manchester United with so many avenues to explore in their own attacking. They'll feel they'll be good for more goals here. just get there first, and they did enough to put Manchester United off. Stam finally on Van Hooijdonk, the referee playing the advantage. The ball dropped for Stone. He's not one to give it up lightly, Steve Stone. Been one or two more promising moments, but at the expense of overcommitment from midfield, and they've got a chase back now as Beckham rolls it into Yorke. Flips it to Scholes, on to Blomqvist. A real feeling of more goals in the air here. Yorke. Almost obliging. Well, Forest have to take some risks in their attacking play, but the gaps are there for Manchester United to exploit. Gemmill gives way to Mattsson. Mattson's the defender, and he will play alongside Hjelde to get Carlton Palmer into midfield. Well, it's run through for Freedman, but he couldn't take an opportunity to get Forest really back into the game. Glanced on by Van Hooijdonk, Dougie Freedman in the clear, and he just seemed to lose his composure at the crucial moment, and Schmeichel got the better of him. Beckham offside. So Palmer now in midfield. Well, it is a bold move, as I say, by Ron Atkinson. Van Hooijdonk, Rodgers, an easy one to reach. Armstrong, Van Hooijdonk with Johnsen at his back. Neville studding the ball forward. Palmer, chance to have a go at Manchester United here. The rangy style of his that brought him 18 England appearances when Graham Taylor was the manager of the team. And he's certainly a player Howard Wilkinson knows all about. They're actually neighbours, both live in Sheffield. Mattsson, Palmer, Van Hooijdonk, Rodgers going infield of the Dutchman. Van Hooijdonk, shot bounces away. The Stone, Johnsen. Oh, fine try. Well, they're sticking at it, Nottingham Forest. It's a good spell for them. Grazing the bar. And Andy Johnson turned away in real disappointment. Yorke, Cole set off straight away. Beckham holding the position on the right-hand side. It's gone out. Half an hour left. One goal in the second half has gone to Andy Cole and Manchester United. They lead by 3 goals to 1. Beckham. Harkes stopping that, getting to Blomqvist. Stone. Freedman. And that nice as he was challenged. Palmer's gone offside. It's a Van Hooijdonk on the ball. Gary Neville concedes the corner. Just wonder where this game would take us if Forest can score, and quickly. Freedman by the near post. Schmeichel's. Blomqvist. Switches onto the right-hand side, but Blomqvist was closed down quickly by a posse of Forest players. Keane. Beckham still waiting. Keane. Now to David Beckham. Keane made space for a cross in difficult circumstances. They've got 3 goals in the league game this season, Nottingham Forest. It's a big ask for them. Andy Cole looking for 3 goals for his personal tally today. Beckham, fouled by Armstrong. Beckham with the free kick. A miscue by Harkes, probably came off the shin pad, but it cleared the immediate danger. Headed out by Armstrong. Rodgers gets a touch and at least make Manchester United throw the ball in a bit nearer the halfway line. Win a corner. He gets a throw. Yorke just trying to feed it back to Roy Keane. Hooijdonk trying to guide it down for Palmer. Beckham coming back. Neville well ahead of him. Keane. It's given away by Manchester United. Van Hooijdonk. Stone winning it against the odds. Brought down by Stam, but the referee playing the advantage. Forest have got it to Rodgers. Headed out by Keane. Palmer. Harkes. It's taken away some of the momentum. Maybe some of Liverpool's momentum has lapsed at Anfield. They're still 3-0 up against Middlesbrough, but Dominic Matteo has been sent off there for serious foul play. Well, if Manchester United thought the third goal would make things very comfortable for them, maybe have had a surprise. Forest have upped the tempo of their play. Neville rather diving on top of the ball then, but not using a hand. Chested it into the sand. Headers from Beckham and Yorke. Cole. Beckham again, that's delightfully done. And by Dwight Yorke. It's got beyond Mattsson back to Yorke again. Lining up in the centre, Manchester United. The Andy Cole header. Not adding to Forest problems. Rodgers. And he spotted Stone but couldn't find him. Keane. Beckham letting it run, getting it in the end from Yorke. And again, switching the point of attack with terrific poise. This is Blomqvist. And it's a tap in for Yorke. A calamity for Nottingham Forest. And that means 2 for Yorke to add to 2 for Cole. 4-1 to Manchester United. It was a pin table situation here, but Blomqvist was strong onto his own post by Hjelde, and it couldn't be easier for Dwight Yorke. Thank you very much indeed, he would say. Well, that goal coming just past the 20-minute mark in the second half, and you have to feel for Jon Olaf Hjelde. Bit of a hand-off there by Van Hooijdonk on Stam. Leeds United 0, Newcastle United 1 at Ellen Road. The Peruvian Alberto Solano has got Wood Hullett's team into the lead. Yorke. Blomqvist. It's 21 goals in 28 games for Dwight Yorke for Manchester United. Yorke, Cole, I'm going to let anyone else in on the act here. Blomqvist. Well, he could have had a shot, but decided to let the ball run. Stone. Rodgers. Johnsen just about scrapes it away from Freedman. Johnsen. Comes out to Palmer. Harkes, Stone just stealing a march on Phil Neville. Freedman lets it run. Oh, and good work again by Forest. Van Hooijdonk couldn't round it all off. Stone again showing his strong competitive instincts even in this seemingly hopeless situation. Freedman played a part by letting the ball go, but Van Hooijdonk trying to force it in was unsuccessful. Curtis nearer the camera, and Ole Gunnar Solskjær wondering whether Alex Ferguson is going to call upon them. A good time to go on. And your team is leading 4-1 away from home. Stone. And pressure by Blomqvist on Harkes forced the error. Beckham. Scholes. Keane. Going to be a double substitution for Manchester United. Yorke's number is up. And Solskjær will come on for him to play up front. Keane is also being replaced. He's been booked, remember. So John Curtis, one of a whole posse of promising younger players that Alex Ferguson is yet again developing. Curtis, 20 years old, playing a number of defensive positions. Solskjær, we know, will go up front with Cole. Stone. Here's Palmer and Rodgers. Referee shakes his head. Manchester United just reorganising, with Curtis going to left back and Philip Neville to centre midfield. Rodgers is back on his feet. And Harkes trying to be a bit too clever there. Solskjær. 17 minutes left at the City Ground. I'm laughing here because the flag was going up and the assistant lost his grip on it. This was the incident at the other end when Rodgers missed the ball. Schmeichel came careering out. Paul Alcock said play on. Craig Armstrong gives way to another of the players Ron Atkinson has brought here over the last few weeks. Porfírio, the Portuguese international, is on loan from Benfica. Played in English football before with West Ham. Solskjær. Well, it's certainly not a damage limitation exercise for Nottingham Forest. It's another attacking substitution, although it means that Rodgers has had to switch to his usual position of left back. Porfírio playing ahead of him. Scholes. Arms go up. This time the flag goes up, safely gripped. Palmer. It's a corner. It's a lovely ball into Carlton Palmer's run by John Harkes. Shades of the old Sheffield Wednesday connection there. Porfírio to take the corner. Mattson's come up. And Hjelde. Any sort of contact in that position by a Forest foot, and they might have got one goal back. Blomqvist, who gives way to Nicky Butt for the last 15 minutes. Curtis. Here's Beckham. Neville. Johnsen, controlled by Solskjær. Cole stood a couple of challenges then to get it back from Ole Gunnar Solskjær. Stam. Solskjær. This is Curtis. Scholes. This could break out here with Porfírio. So they've got a trick or two. Palmer trying to take it on, but stern in the tackle. Unyielding was Gary Neville. There's his younger brother. Beckham. Freedman. Porfírio. Individualistic style. Player from Portugal. And he also knows how to maximise the referee's reaction to physical contact. Gary Neville, a questioning look. Now Pierre van Hooijdonk is a player for whom this type of range, well, it won't faze him, shall we say. Hjelde just coming out to have a word. Whether he'll change the Dutchman's mind, I don't know, but one would expect Pierre van Hooijdonk. Surely the wall's not back the right distance. Van Hooijdonk's complaining. It's a wonderful effort. He does do that with real style. David Beckham would look on with some admiration here. It started on target and just bent away too much for Pierre van Hooijdonk. News of a goal at Filbert Street. It's now Leicester 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2, and Benito Carbone, who's really blossomed over the last couple of months, has scored that second for Danny Wilson's team. Paul Alcock not playing the advantage. As Van Hooijdonk was sent tumbling, he's turned his back on proceedings, and Nicky Butt steps in. He didn't like that from Porfírio, and Butt pushed out. On from Beckham, Gary Neville, and Solskjær on the spot. Forest carved open again, but there was an incident before that. And certainly Porfírio was yellow carded once the referee had signalled the goal, as Solskjær was signalling his reaction to the Manchester United applause. Great ball by Gary Neville. Knock it in was the message on it, and Solskjær did just that. It is Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 5. Van Hooijdonk. Well, this might just be giving the referee a problem here. The game is comprehensively in the bag for Manchester United. They don't need to get involved in too much of this push and shove and challenges of a rash nature that has led to a booking for Philip Neville. Oh, the ball had gone. I know Van Hooijdonk made a bit of it, but there was still no need from Philip Neville's point of view. Stone with a free kick. Well, Ron Atkinson is trying to put a positive spin on Nottingham Forest situation. He's brought in positive men like Carlton Palmer. This will be a setback to morale. Freedman, but Stam is there. In goes Porfírio. He's got to be careful. He's got the ball. And Gary Neville felt the full force of that as well. Here's Philip Neville. Suddenly, it's just a bit of temper about the place. Gary Neville still sitting down. In fact, he's in some pain, and this is one of the England squad for next week's international with France. Now keep an eye on Porfírio, the number 31. Best angle there to see what he connected with. The ball certainly went forward. Porfírio, who'd had that bust up with Butt seconds before Gary Neville set up the 5th goal for Manchester United. Times these are for United. Alex Ferguson, the manager of the month. The year has begun on a splendid note. This is going to be 7 wins out of 7, but this just will take 1 or 2 smiles off United faces unless Gary Neville makes a quick recovery. Curtis and Solskjær all brought on, so there's no scope for any further change for Manchester United. Stone, Neville limping, is back on. Harkes. The only problem for Peter Schmeichel with a cross there was that it was going to maybe catch him out and go in directly. Wasn't what Harkes was trying to do. It's West Ham United 0, Arsenal 3 at Upton Park. Nicholas Nelko, who's had a bit of a barren time recently, has got the 3rd for the Gunners. Stone. Fox Stam. This will come to Alan Rodgers. Johnsen. Just over 5 minutes to go. Flag goes up. Stops Forest in their tracks. United have taken their tally of goals for the season to 88. This is their 39th game in League and Cups. And many more to come, you feel, with the verve that they're showing in their attacking play this season. And the way that Dwight Yorke has justified the huge fee. Van Hooijdonk. Looking for Palmer, deflects off Stam, and Schmeichel, who has a history of hamstring problems, so it's maybe beyond the call of duty to try and stop the corner then in these circumstances. Rodgers, complete to miss it with his weaker foot, but into the space that Rodgers has vacated. to Beckham. They play it right here. Manchester United might be in again. Beckham for Cole. Harkes stops the attempt at the hat-trick. And Hooijdonk. Flipped by Scholes. Rodgers. Johnsen. Butt raised his arm to say maybe I didn't touch him. I thought it was to say it's not as bad as it looked. So Phil Neville stopped in his tracks. Stone. Johnsen keeping his vigilance. Arsenal scored again at West Ham. Ray Parlour's first goal of the season. This is Solskjær. Goalkeeper starts to come, and Beasant is now stranded. Solskjær bangs it into the back of the net. 6. Anything Yorke and Cole can do, Ole Gunnar Solskjær says, I can emulate that. They've each scored twice past Dave Beasant. Well, they got 6 at Leicester recently, Manchester United, and here in the East Midlands, 6 more at the expense of Nottingham Forest. United travelling band. Van Hooijdonk for Freedman. We've got Van Hooijdonk to work with at the moment, Dougie Freedman. Stone getting there. Palmer on for Harkes. Oh, Johnsen's let it and he got away with it because Van Hooijdonk didn't anticipate such an error from an accomplished defender. It would have been scant consolation, but it was an opportunity. Johnsen. Freedman using his body well. He couldn't pick out Porfírio. He's a good link-up player, Dougie Freedman, in that respect. He's got explosive pace. Neville back to Schmeichel. We're in the 90th minute. Just thinking again on that goal, the 6th for Manchester United. It still took some hitting of the target from where Solskjær was, even though Beasant was left very much out on a limb. You just don't expect him to miss. Scholes. We are in stoppage time, of which there will be 3 minutes. For Manchester United fans, this one, and it's not over yet. because Ole Gunnar Solskjær has come on as a substitute at the City Ground and scored 3 times in his own statement to Alex Ferguson. And it is Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 7. Scholes very much the architect here, just reversing it into a player who was totally unmarked, but it still had to be tucked away. And Solskjær, as is customary with him, does the necessary in a very unfussy manner. He's been a bit part player really this season, but he scored 14 goals. The referee laying down the law here. Well, we wondered who was going to get the match ball, whether it would be Andy Cole, who was the first to 2. Dwight Yorke and scored United's 4th, his 2nd, so he was on a hat-trick. But in stepped Ole Gunnar Solskjær. A hat-trick in 10 minutes. It's an absolute drubbing for Nottingham Forest. Atkinson's a proud man, and he's just got to take this on the chin, get it out of the way, and hope that the damage to the morale of the team, he's been busy raising that. And of course the win at Everton counted a great deal in that respect, but they're knocked back flat again here. Beckham. Cole. But is on the move. Manchester United might not have finished yet. It's an extraordinary feat for Solskjær. Scholes was coming in. It was a bit of a miss kick, but not from Solskjær. He's been irresistible in front of goal, and Nottingham Forest have been well and truly put to the sword. Ron Atkinson leaves the scene of what turned out to be a debacle in the end. Well, there was a fast start, but there's been an unforgettable finish from Solskjær, and finishing is his game. And Manchester United, with Cole getting 2, Yorke getting 2, and then the substitute, Ole Gunnar Solskjær. No wonder he takes a personal bow here with the match ball. A 4-goal haul. Alan Rodgers, a long time ago it seems now, seemed for a few seconds to have given Forest something of a platform with a quick equaliser, having gone behind so quickly. That was 1-1. Now it's 1-8. Extraordinary events at the City Ground, but still the sad plight continues for the bottom club. You've seen the gulf between the bottom and the top today, and it's spelt out on the scoreline. Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 8.